Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, the Great Fish Is, and now I'm going to show you some Hearts of Iron 4, but not just any Hearts of Iron 4. Okay, so normally Hearts of Iron 4 is very much a World War II kind of reenactment strategy game, high tension, see if you can stop the Nazis, or even the common term, you know. We're going to do something a little bit different. We're using something called the Kaiserreich mod, which assumes that in Europe, World War One was won by the Austro-Hungarian Empire and the Germans and the Ottomans. Now, that doesn't mean everything went well for them. As you can see, the Austro-Hungarian Empire is kind of broken up. The reason for that is, well, you know, their emperor kind of got assassinated. That's one of the things that started World War One, and or it was the heir to the empire. So when the new heir came in, he was like 2 years old. Yeah, he didn't do a great job. Also, the Ottomans, not a whole lot of their empire left. One of the reasons that they were in World War One, and they were actually fighting before that, was because their empire was falling apart. So, you know, they're going to try to reclaim some of their former glory. Also noticed here that since they won quickly. The Russian Empire lost some of its territories, which now forms, we can see here, the Don-Kuban Union, the Kingdom of Ukraine, White Ruthenia, you know, all that kind of nice stuff. But they never had their revolution. They never went communist at that point. However, speaking of communist, whoops, too far. Come on. France lost in this history, and they became a puppet government of Germany for a little bit. But there was a revolution that threw off the shackles of the oppressors, so to speak, and went communist. Now, never to be outdone, so did England. Yeah, I'm not kidding. But that means good old King George V, he went to Canada. He went to Canada in exile. Now, the old Britain, the old Great Britain, exists still. Okay? So you've got the Dominion of Canada, you got the Caribbean Federation, you still have Australia, South Africa. They're all part of a kind of a union, an alliance, right? The Entente, the original Entente. So, yeah. Now, that's not the only place where things went kind of nutty. Yeah, China. The revolution in China never really took off because of some of the events that were going on there. So King, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. That was the Empire of Qing before it became the Chinese Republic, and then, you know, People's Republic of China. It kind of broke off into all of its little bits and pieces here. We can see that French Indochina is now owned by the Germans, along with French Indonesia. Of course, the Germans already had that. So we're gonna take a look, and we're gonna see what happens here. Also, some of our Central American countries became the United Provinces of America, and I'd like to mention that the Mexico went syndicalist, which is a very socialist way, and they became the United Mexican States. We're gonna play this from these guys. You might know who these are. This is Herbert Hoover, Democrat, market liberal. Okay. All right. So we're gonna start up. We're gonna get it going a little bit. There we go. Smuggling in Shanghai. I love the loading screens for some of these. I didn't even think to check what the difficulty was. To be honest with you, in this mode, easy is brutal, because it throws things at you that you'd never expect. So, yeah, let's go for it. All right, Kaiserreich. All right, yeah, that's explaining how the game works, and it kind of bribes you into some of the stuff. Okay, we got the good old U.S. of A. in 1936, 1st of January. Okay, a couple things we're going to have to look at before we actually get started. Excuse me. National focus. Okay, so 1936, the 1936 election. I don't meet the requirement because it's 1936 yet. Okay, so this is one of those things that this has to happen on its own. Oh, and we can see, oh my. There's a lot of different presidents we could end up with here. General MacArthur. Looks like this is a, looks like this is one of those I should wait before I do anything. Alright, let's get some technology going. Let's do some research. Construction speed. That's always good to get. We're going to need that because you know there's an upcoming World War coming up. Aha! We have that secret knowledge. Okay, this is going to be my research time. This machine tools one I clicked on. I'm going through some of the basic ones. Increase my production efficiency for when I'm having to produce things. Let's see here. It's 1936. Do I want heavy tanks? I kind of do. I kind of like heavy tanks. They're slow as dirt. I like having both, but let's get the better light tanks. Okay, so now it comes down to what that production efficiency means. Okay, see right here I got my bar. Production efficiency is at 10%. I gain 0.302 per day. The production efficiency caps right now at 55%, which means that as these factories start revving up into production, they're going to produce faster and faster and faster, which is awesome. However, if I swap things over, it drops the efficiency because it has to kind of retool the whole factory. That's what that's talking about. Let's get some support equipment. Motorized, artillery, light tank. We're going to need some air. Oh, man. I don't even know what we're going to need right now. Let's hold off on that. Actually, no, let's go ahead. Start producing some bombers, fighters, carrier fighters. We're going to need eventually all of this, so might as well. Carrier naval bomber. B-18. Is this my strategic bomber? I think so. Okay, so I definitely don't have the factories for all this, but that's okay. It's starting us up. Convoys. Let's get some convoys. And we always are going to need some destroyers. Put 3 factories in convoys. I really want about 5 of those. Let's send you to the Atlantic. No, let's go to the Pacific Destroyer Fleet. Sounds good. And Carrier 2. Let's send 2. You also need to go to the Pacific. Actually, let's have you 2 go join the Battleship Fleet 1. We will have to worry about putting all these guys out there. Oh, wow, I've got a lot of dockyards. Okay. Let's put them on that carrier. It's going to need it. Okay, so I'm going to be able to produce 6 of those in a year. That's good, that's good, that's good. Okay. There's a little bit of setup here. Unassigned divisions. Let's check out our army. What? Oh, I forgot. The United States never participated in World War One. Okay, so you guys, I guess I need to select them. There we go. Ah, yes, sure, Bradley. Why not? What's he do? Combat width and planning speed. Okay, so combat width has to do with how many soldiers can fit in a single battle. So, plus is generally a good thing. Before I see what my resources actually are, they are pretty shiny right now. Let's build some up before we start. Wow, I need chrome. Okay, so construction, civilian factories. I have 76. Oh, man, I'm in a bad spot. Okay, so I need to open up for trade. Okay, so let's get things started. Let's see what we can do here. We're going to crank this thing up to speed 5. We will pause when things happen. Okay. American 1936 stands in crisis. The United States was able to escape the First Weltkrieg, the World War, which allowed its prosperity to continue well into the 1920s. However, the victory by the German Empire and the French and later British revolutions would lead to the Wall Street crash in 1925 that sent the United States into the Great Depression, allowed the British stock market to take its place in the world. Oh no! The election of Herbert Hoover in 1928 showed promise of fixing America. However, Hoover was unable to fix the problems of the Depression. This has fueled the rise of radical parties in America, from the Combined Syndicates of America on the far left and the American First Party on the far right. The fact that Hoover won re-election by the House of Representatives in 1932 and the fact that the Great Depression isn't over means that the problems do not look to be going away soon. Many throughout the country fear that disaster will happen should one of the extreme parties come into power, where nothing is done to solve the Depression. God save America. Holy crap, look at our political power right now. Negative 313. Wow. Wow. Okay, wow, look. We can actually build something now. We get some of our factories. We got a lot of factories. We have one factory. Okay, we need factories. Civilian factories, building civilian factories. Boom. We're going to start in Tennessee. You know what? No. Nope. South Carolina gets its factory. Alright, here we go, guys. No template. It says, understand that we are blah, 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 blah. Our ideology has grown due to its popular policies. One of our loyal ministers has managed to strengthen our ideology. This is going to happen a lot. And what that means is that my political popularity is going to rise. Okay, so right now he's Republican, I think. So as that popularity rises and the others shrink, I'll get more of a national unity. Right now I'm at 50% with low stability. Stability is being affected right now because we have really no political power. But we can fix that. Black Monday. Okay, on the third Monday, the 3rd of February, 1936, the Berlin Stock Exchange stopped sinking. It plunged. Ha ha! Fueled by the instability of the market panics, selling erupted as soon as stock market opened on Monday morning. It took well into the night for the teleprinters to stop sputtering out the results of what became known as Black Monday. When the results had been analyzed, it was clear that the situation had only gotten worse. The shock of this unprecedented economic catastrophe will no doubt be felt over the entire world. The German Golden Age has ended for now. So basically, mein Gott, they're being affected by their own Great Depression. It's something that actually kind of happened, but it didn't really matter. Wow, Afghanistan. Okay, so Black Monday hits America. Despite the political turmoil going on through the country, it looked like the economy of the United States might be finally recovering right after the Wall Street crash in 1925. However, today, devastating Berlin crash has finally hit America and sent our economy in a downward spiral yet again. Reed and Long have come out rallying against the corrupt bankers who let the crash happen. Curtis and Garner have both pledged to fix the economy should they win the election. This is just not our year. We're about to lose another 50 political power. And our factory's about to drop. But Afghanistan. Come on, guys. Anybody notice that that's weird? Oh, you know what? That's the Kashmir region. Okay. Excuse me. Many in America have feared the worst when Vice President Charles Curtis, presumptive Republican nominee to succeed President Hoover, suffered a heart attack earlier this morning. Holy crap. The White House now has finally announced that Vice President is slowly recovering. Curtis would be the first president of the Native American ancestry, but his poor health seems to be a dark omen for the end of the Hoover administration. Oh my God. That was 20 political power. The premiere of Charlie Chaplin's new movie, Modern Times, is attended in New York by personalities such as Jack Reed, Marco Pevere, and Philip Snowden. who has come to the USA for the occasion. The comedy film featuring Chaplin's famous Little Tramp character is seen as an anti-capitalist and anti-Fordist manifesto in favor of the combined syndicates of America. After a few days, it is censored by the federal government, judged too provocative so shortly before the election. Another loss of political power. Boy, that was a bad choice. Holy crap, in Detroit, Michigan, the automotive capital of the world, Walter Reuther and Richard Frankenstein, the leaders of the United Auto Workers Association, called a general strike against the Ford Motor Company and proclaimed themselves for unionism, not Fordism, demanding higher pay and less hours for automotive workers. 2 p.m. today, a photographer from the Detroit Free Press asked to take a photo of the leaders of the UAW standing on the overpass with the Ford sign in the background. While they were posing, a group of 40 men from the Ford Service Department approached them from behind and began to beat them up with their batons. The group then continued their attack on some beret-wearing women present to pass out leaflets. Oh, jeez. Guys, I don't think this is going to be an easy playthrough. I don't think it is at all. I'm trying to get time moving in because that was all of those events happened at once. Can you imagine trying to be a politician running all this stuff? I have a feeling that we may be in some trouble. Okay, so all elections are by event. Oh boy. Alright, so we've made it to March. From January to March. Maybe we, 100th anniversary of the Battle of the Alamo. Alright, that's a little nice bonus. I'm not going to read all these. Oh my god, listen. What? Okay, so basically, there was foreign trade. We're getting a little bit of it finally. What? Yeah, we're good. I'm gonna say we're gonna need to. You know what? I think we need to train some people. Stick you guys in the middle. We're just gonna start training some cavalry units. Mainly because they can move quickly. I have a feeling we're going to have some internal struggles here. Excellent. Oh, we should probably put our navies out. Hawaiian Ridge, U.S. submarines. St. Patrick's Day flood. Oh, wow. Okay, so if we help the people, we gain political power. That's good. Oh, we've gone up to average popularity. That's even better. Send. These guys are based at the. Whoops. Wrong button. Based on the Hawaiian Ridge. Patrolling this area. I really should have done this earlier, but that's okay. These guys are in the northwest. Oh, finally some good news. Okay, we're going to move to mechanical computing to decrease our research time. Third summer degree, here in the northwest. Let's put you patrolling right here. Check here because we got the Panama Canal down there. And let's protect our border a little bit here. A little bit of lag. That's scary because that means it's calculating something. Okay, Asiatic fleet also in the Hawaiian Ridge. Let's put you on patrol. Marinara region there. It's kind of like we're getting the color in. Stanley Cup. Okay. Who will win? Who indeed? Yes. Okay, so these guys are based in Virginia. Oh, that's because it's the Atlantic. Demo and patrol. Keep these guys. Stanley back in Hockeytown. Alright. So we got some good events once in a while. That's fantastic. Caribbean fleet. Oh. The Indian Citizenship Act. Oh yeah, yeah, most definitely. Why would I veto that? Why would I veto that? Okay, we're gonna put our Caribbean fleet. There we go. You have to link them up. Pacific Destroyer Fleet, where are you based? Los Angeles. Alright, you have crap for range, my god. We're almost back to normal instability. See, things are going to be okay. Things are going to be okay. So Pacific Submarine Fleet, also out of Los Angeles. Wow, where do we want to go here? Let's cover this area down here. Oh no. Look, Bismarck Sea, Solomon Sea. All right, yeah, we are a naval powerhouse in this weird version. Let's see here. Battleship. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Mongolia, the Maklik. We're going to have some wars over here. Alright, let's make this our, yeah. Those Asian wars aren't our war. That's what I'm supposed to say. Right? Battleship Fleet 2 is out of Virginia. Let's go over here. We really can't cover the Atlantic as well as I like. Alright, basic machine tools. Got them there. Alright, so factories. The dispersed industry is for if you're afraid you're going to get bombed, and the concentrated is to, like if you're a small country and you want to kind of crunch everything up, fit more in there, but I'm going to do that because we're going to big country, going to have a lot of factories. I think we are. I'll tell you what, guys, let's stop for now, and I will lay out the rest of my fleets, and then we will rock on. Alright, guys, see you next episode. This is The Great Fish Niz. I'm out.